December 8th, 2025. This is the S&P 500 futures mini on the 2000 tick chart using NinjaTrader 8. This is what the chart looked like today. It was kind of a big sell-off, big choppy sell-off, bounce, second smaller leg down, kind of a sideways, and then a small attempted recovery. Almost looks like almost like a skewed W. There was no economic data that came out to really move the market. I managed to take one trade and was profitable. Other than that, there was not very many setups that I thought were, I guess, worth noting or worth taking. There are a few almost setups, and maybe with better experience or better traders, they probably see those as actual viable trades. Or for one reason or another, I couldn't convince myself that it was a good trade. Most of the time, it was because the signal bar just wasn't right, or was on the wrong side of the EMA, or just something just didn't quite look right with it. So I'm going to go into the trades right now. In the pre-market, it looked like it was a spike in a channel, kind of two leg sell off, maybe three, break of this red down channel, two legs down, another push up, almost makes a matching high, the pre-market high, sells off, pushes, and on the open, it starts moving down what looks like this green down channel. And I tried to make it fit. It didn't look quite right here, but in actuality, it doesn't really look quite right here either. So it was hard to, fortunately, no real setups came to make me have to, oh, I didn't mean to do that. No setups came to really make me have to agonize over anything. There was a new low here. It's a first entry short. Technically, it's a second entry short here, but this is the first 3 minutes, and I'm a little more weary of something like this, especially when the candles are kind of side by side. It looks a little congested right here. And prices continue moving down. Hits a localized low. It's a failed breakout here. It creates a first entry short pullback, and this actually sets up the actual first possible trade that I thought. It's a break of this green down channel. Now, I was playing with either this one or this one. So where there's a break of the green down channel, there is a break on the upside. We made two attempts up. EMA is starting to hold. EMA is starting to hold as resistance. It's a decent signal bar, and this is a manageable risk. So it's a first inch short pullback, second inch short, close below the EMA, enough room for scalp. And whether you had a break, can't seem to click correctly today, here or not, it looks like it had a corresponding failed breakout on this side already. That looks like it would push down and maybe test the lows again. So possible trade there. Pushes down, makes a new low of day. It's a first entry short pullback, second entry short here. The second entry short, unfortunately, this bar is actually inside this bar because this green one actually ticks one tick above here. So there's no trade. I was looking for a lower high, but the lower high never shows up. Pushes back down, break of this red down channel, tests and continues down. Technically, you have a second entry short right here, but it's too close to this localized possible support area. So I didn't really like it. Pushes down, makes a localized low again, creates a first entry short, pullback, creates the second entry short. I call it an almost trade because this is actually still inside this one. It's just a mirror image, an opposite image of this. So this is a green bar, this is a red bar. This one actually closes a little lower than where this guy opened. So you could argue maybe there's enough momentum to push it down. You could also argue maybe there's an EMA acting as resistance here, but I didn't feel safe with it, so I call it an almost trade. Pushes down again, makes a new localized low, creates a first entry short, pullback, second entry short. Second entry short is no good in my opinion because it's above the EMA and the signal bar is more neutral biased. If it closed really close to the low, then maybe you can make an argument for it, but I just didn't really like it. I also want to point out that this yellow down channel initially was reversed with this transparent red channel because this is only one touch, two touch. You don't really get a third confirmation until way over here. So I didn't really have this established as any kind of channel. I was playing the idea that maybe this red channel is in play because the high side touches really nicely. It's one touch. I'll go ahead and color this in temporarily. Let's say it's this blue one. It's one touch, two touch, three, maybe four, five. So it looks like it's fitting pretty well, except the low side doesn't fit all that nicely. I really wasn't sure where the low side was, if this is going to be a failed breakout or not. But it doesn't really matter in this situation because you're looking for reasons to short. So this high side acts as a key entry point. Now, if the low side fits pretty well, that's an added bonus. But if it doesn't, that's okay because I'm not really bullish biased at the moment. I'm not thinking to take longs, not trying to pick a bottom or try to anticipate the correction. So this blue one was actually in play initially. So this failed second entry short, not failed, the second entry short doesn't look good. Then it creates a lower high. Unfortunately, this would have been a fantastic trade if it just closed below the EMA. So I did have it as an almost trade here as well. Then prices continue down. It breaks decisively below this EMA. There's a new low, first entry short, pull back, second entry short, bad signal bar, waiting for a lower high. Lower high shows up here, but it kind of runs into the same issue here. It's slightly different that I was seeing the localized low here, actually the low of day. So I wasn't too confident I could get a quick 6-tick scalp, but the overall bias is going down. Unfortunately, you do see the market have bursts of bursts of buyers pushing up above the EMA, so that makes me a little cautious. Then prices continue moving down. It moves down what I think is this blue down channel, breaks on the low side, and makes a new low. Say first entry short, pull back, second entry short. Technically, there's already another short here, so it's like a first entry short, pull back. You could argue there's a second entry short here, which is what I thought, and then the lower high, but it also looks like a visual first entry, second entry, and then lower high. But you could say it's a first entry, second entry, third entry, fourth entry if you counted this, but I saw it more visually. First, second, lower high. Problem with the lower high is the same problem that I had with this lower high is it's not closed below the EMA, so I had to leave it alone. Prices move down, bounces, pushes back up, confirms this blue down channel resistance side pretty well. So it's another confirmation. So I'm trusting this blue resistance a lot. The low side, I'm not sure, but that's okay. As I said, I'm not looking for reasons to go long. So it actually could have been a breakout here or a breakout here. So I was pretty sure it wasn't drawn like this because I already had a breakout here and a breakout here. So I extended it downwards about right here. Maybe there's a breakout here, but I didn't uh, avoid the thought that maybe it's actually right here with no breakout. But that isn't really important at this stage in the day. So prices continue moving. You have some localized high. Technically, this high is matching. So you say first entry, nope, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. It's just congested. I don't really like this. Potential fail breakout, maybe rejection off this uh, down, this resistance side of the blue down channel, but not enough for a confident trade. Pushes down, localized low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short. This also creates a lower high of this visual first entry long, pullback, second entry long, but it's again a little ambiguous. I don't like that it's a green bar. If it was a red bar, just things have to align even more when I'm looking at something I'm not confident on. I need more reasons to take a trade. So it pushes down and actually sets up for my one and only trade. It's a new low, localized low, low of the day. Push up this green up channel. It's a first entry short, and then it creates a second entry short. Now, when this pushes down, there's a concern that maybe the break of this green up channel is going to test the high and push up again. I saw it a slightly different way. I saw that this break, this leg right here, as, let me go ahead and, this break has recovered more than 50% of this up channel. So I thought it was a first entry short, less likely it's going to test the high, had struggled previously here. I'm looking for it to make a potential another leg lower. And then when this signal bar shows up, it's very bearish. It closed near the low. So it's first entry short, second entry short. I like that setup. So I entered one tick right here and was able to quickly scalp out for about 6 ticks. I didn't want to go for two. As I said, I've been trading, well, for the recent past, I was trading for 2 ticks and I was doing one tick per, not, excuse me, not ticks, 1 point and 2 points. And I settled on roughly 1.5 points or 6 ticks. And I'm going to see how that pans out. Then prices move down. So give me the quick scalp, pushes down to the low. It's a new low. It's a first entry short pullback, second entry short. Second entry short fails and it creates a higher low here. Now, what's happening is it's failing to break to the high side of this blue up channel. At this point, in real time, I was playing with the idea that maybe this yellow channel is in play because the problem with this blue channel and this yellow channel, the difference is the blue channel doesn't take into account these two initial swings, and I really want to incorporate them. But at the beginning, it was just these two, and this for the longest time, you don't have any confirmation to maybe about here and here. But the blue channel confirms much earlier, so I was playing the blue channel earlier than I was the yellow channel. And so when the blue channel looks like it wasn't fitting as nicely, I tried to play the yellow channel because the yellow channel fits these two initial swings a lot better. So this is the yellow channel coming down, so I kind of swapped over. And that kind of plays into the concern that I had because it was a first entry short, second entry short, second entry short failure. It's going to run into the support side of this yellow down channel. Unless you're playing the blue channel, then you do have a little bit of room to scalp. But at the time, I wasn't sure. It was a little ambiguous, so I had to leave it alone. Pushes up on this green up channel, breaks to the high side. No real trade here. There's a new high. It's a first entry short pullback. Technically, you have a first entry long. I'm garbling my words today. There's a new high, first entry long pullback, second entry long. The problem with the second entry long is the inside bar, so I have to leave it alone. Looking for a higher low, but you don't really get a higher low till here. It ends up being a red candle, so no good trade there. And it pushes down, break of this orange down channel, test the low, localized low again, near the low of the day, pushes up, first entry short pullback, second entry short. Unfortunately, this second entry short, this is a bad signal bar. And the subsequent bar here, it's a good signal bar, but it's inside to this. So inside to this green bar. So I had to wait for a lower high. Unfortunately, the lower high never shows up. Pushes down is localized low, first entry short pullback, second entry short again. Second entry short, this is a terrible signal bar. My cursor's a little wonky today. Let me see if I can get it back to just a straight arrow. There we go. I'm not sure why it was a crosshair and arrow. It starts pressing up, and I think we're moving up with this orange up channel. Then localized high, it's a first entry long, and that's all you get. And it keeps just giving you these. However, it does create this second entry long opportunity. So localized high, first entry long pullback, second entry long. I actually thought this was a possible trade because it bounced off the EMA and bouncing off this orange up channel, which has two key entry points, decent signal bar. The thing that held me back, I mean, I thought it was a possible trade, but I didn't really, I didn't want to take it again for the same reasons as the inside bar. My concern that the signal bar being inside the bar, I'm looking back at my previous trades and looking at what I thought were almost trades. Sometimes the context is strong enough, it might have been a worthwhile trade to risk. Plus, this is only a 6-tick bar, and the stop here would just go below this guy. Actually, these double bars, these two bars here. If I enter on this candle at the high of this guy or one tick above and keep my stop below here, and you really only be risking 6-7 ticks off of two key entry points. And looking at it, looks like it is two clean legs down. So I call it a possible trade. And I think I just kind of, due to inexperience and concern and giving maybe too much respect to the signal bar right now to take the trade, that just I think it's more of a maturity thing. I need to see these more and trust the read is stronger than the fact that might be a slightly less favorable signal bar. So prices move up, breaks. It looks like it's in a trading range. Localized high, first entry long pullback, second entry long, bad signal bar. Again, signal bar is coming into play, but this one truly is a little ambiguous. Plus, inside this guy, whereas this guy is looking pretty solid and has two other key entry points going for it. So it starts moving sideways. Localized high. You get a first entry long pullback. You don't really get a second entry long because it never broke below this guy. So it's only just one big first entry. But it looks like it's in a trading range now. So you'd be trading range rules. Is a fail breakout here. I was thinking at the time maybe there's a trade, but if you look at the time of day, it's just too late in the day to take. So if this had happened during regular trading hours, meaning not in the last 10 minutes, this might have been a possible trade. As you can see, it did work out, and it pushes into the close. So the price action today was, I would say it's a little cleaner, but a lot of setups, in my opinion, or the setups that I like, weren't fulfilled, mainly because I wasn't all that excited about the signal bar. And I'm thinking, well, as I see more charts, more time spent on the charts, I'll probably feel a little more confident taking a trade, even if the signal bar isn't the most ideal. So hopefully that was helpful.